Guten Tag und willkommen zur Origination Overload. Today we got three producers who are going to take one sample and flip it into a track. They'll also explain to us how they went about making the track, and we'll also take a look at the other producer's reaction to this track. So we found the sample on pixabay.com. The track is by Astrofreak, and the track is called Freeze Tag 50s Pizzicato Strings. And this is what it sounds like. And yeah, you get an idea of the sample. Let's check out how the producers went about flipping this sample into a track.
Hey folks, I'm Antman Ant. I heard about the sample flip project and I thought that sounds brilliant. I've got to have a go at that. Take somebody else's sample, turn it into your own two-minute track using nothing but the sample. So that's what I did. Every sound you hear is from that sample. I haven't added any other sounds, and well, this is how I went about it. Hi guys, so this is how I approached it. So obviously we started off with this bonkers sample, and first thing I did is slice it and then go through the keyboard and just see what I could maybe pinch from each part of that. So that was how I started out, and I've basically gone along and chosen different parts of it and been able to sort of pick out. I mean, you can't, that's a beautiful sound. There was that. Lifted a few of these sounds as we went along, basically. And from that, I got a basic set of instruments. So we've got a little chime here, we've got a chime there. I like to call it a chime anyway. Cymbal. A hi-hat is actually a thing I've called ribs because it sounds like you're running a drumstick up a very thin guy. In reverse, just picked one of those. We've got a couple of kicks that we managed to pick out of there. Little pop, which actually became the main kick. That sound that you just can't live without. Little snare and some strings. Then I basically threw a truckload of effects at it. This is what we ended up with. So I've now got all these different instruments in here, and I found that with some of these, if you were, so like a little pop here, we've added a bunch of EQ. So if I just play that, it's just a pop, but obviously slam it with a bunch of EQ, you got a pretty good kick drum. Got some strings. So the strings, they sound lovely when I've done it lower. Now the sample on its own, just looping that, chuck a load of reverb in there, and we've got quite a nice sound. Going up and down the keyboard, we've got some done the same thing. This is the same sample, but obviously higher and lower. And as we get really down to the bottom of the keyboard, we've got some really cool sort of bassy kind of sounds down here. It's lovely. One of the chimes I chucked through a vocoder. So we've got this chime here. Bit of delay, bit of reverb. Sounds pretty good. Obviously on its own, it's a very basic sound. Chuck it through a vocoder and you get this excellent little chopped sort of, don't know what you call it, but yeah, great for a bit of rhythm. Kick and snare, this is simply lifted with a bit of EQ. So we've got a couple of kicks there. I actually used the two together to make one kick. The snare, I've just shifted it up a few notes, and then we've got these. Oh, I love that, with a bit of reverb on the back. And a couple of bits where I've just lifted it from the original sample. This little sort of hi-hat sound there. Stick it all together and got yourself a track.
It's got some real nice ambience to it.
Ooh, that's nice. Turn this up.
quite a solid kick. Got a lot of whack to it.
Mysterious.
Nice breakbeat. It's got this kind of like old school vibe to it.
Yeah, I really like the atmosphere. And you can't be mad at whatever this instrument is called. Can't be mad at that. It's like we just walked into the vampire bar. And everyone looks good. Ooh. Sounds like something's about to go down.
It's got this very cool ethereal vibe to it.
Definitely some industrial type of vibes, which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's solid.
Where are we going? Down. We're going down.
Straight to the point. Really nice ambience. Nice old school vibe.
I like that one. Really cool. Really cool. I like the industrial vibes. It felt like I was walking up to some speakeasy club with a metal door, and I don't know if I'm going to get in. Good job. It's me. First of all, thank you, Jeb, for having me on your channel. This was fun. Let's get to the breakdown. So I started here. I dragged the sample in, obviously, and started finding spots that I thought I could sample. And I started here by grabbing that violin sound. I used the spectral grain. This is Reason, by the way. I used the spectral grains setting in this grain manipulator and used a little filter envelope and whatnot to make this sound. Let's go down a little lower. So it's a pad type sound, nice and warm. One of the keys to the sound is the vibrato. So here in the mod matrix, I have LFO1 affecting oscillator pitch. So then LFO1 also has a delay on it. So basically you hit the key or the really bad chord. No, that was right. That's right. And it takes a second for the vibrato to come in. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. Also, without this filter modulation, wow. That's way different, right? Obviously, I sidechained it. Oh, my sidechain setup is interesting because I actually have it just running. I have if you use Reason, this is a drum machine that's just going to run every time I hit play. And on it, I have a hi-hat on every quarter note. So it's running in the background. It's not plugged into any channels, but it's running every time I hit play. So it's the trigger for all the sidechains that are happening in this song. And it's handy to do it that way because if you want your song to pump even when there are no kicks, this is the way to achieve that. Or, Nicky Romero's Kickstart. But I didn't want to use that because for any of my followers, I'm going to make this session available in the download section of my website. So I tried to keep it as stock as I could. There's a few things like the retro color that aren't stock, but I bounced those. So the next way I used the sample, and you can see here where I just bounced them down in case you don't have this stuff. And these are all muted, but you have access to the MIDI as well. So the next vibe I caught was this right here. I'm going to solo this. Oh, Oh yeah, it's just like some sort of bell. It sounds so different once it's processed that I forgot what the original sounded like. But if I show you all the effects, and there's a lot going on here, a lot actually. This is all from here to here are all the effects I used to get this sound the way I wanted to. And also some of these come in and out to add drama. But here's what it sounds like affected. So quite different. The other thing that I sampled sounds like this. Let me take these effects off. The sample, as I sampled it, is that. A little bit of the glitter and like a kick or a snare or something. But I picked just the glittery part, it looks like here. And I used this spectral grain settings, which you're able to draw a curve that gets you the harmonic content that you want. So I played around with that a lot, and then also put this high pass on it. Let's listen to that. Right? You see how that could add atmosphere? It does. So yeah, pretty much all the melodic content, except for the bass, is coming from sample manipulation from that original sample. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and hit it, Jeb.
It's cute.
Oh man, those pads.
Liking the bass.
And the percussion. Interesting.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Can't even recognize. That's insanely good.
Yeah, this sounds special. This got a nice vibe to it.
So warm.
This track has got a solid bass line.
Please tell me this is more than 2 minutes, because I'm loving this.
Man, that track has got soul. It's really got a good feeling to it. Well done. Well done. Well done.
I can't wait to see how you made that. Yes. Very, very nice.
Okay, so the sounds that are not from the sample is my kick drum, and there's also a voice sample that I use. That's what my kick drum sounds like. And it's layered with another kick drum which is pitched a lot higher, and that's what that sounds like. So let's go through some of these percussion sounds. So all the snares and the hi-hats, all the synths that you hear in my flip is from the sample. Here's a snare sound, and if I remove the distortion and the delay effect I got on it, it sounds like this. And if I open it up, you can actually see it comes from the sample. also managed to extract these hi-hat sounds, these open hats. Basically use this concept to extract all the percussion from that sample. There's some other hi-hat sounds as well as this. This has got a pitch adjuster on it and a unison, which is detuning it. If I remove the reverb and the pitch adjuster, it sounds like this. Okay, so moving on, basically extracted some more little sections from it to create these interesting little percussion grooves. So yeah, that was me extracting the percussion, and then let's go through some of these synth sounds. Basically what I did was I took the sample and I put it into a granular sample synthesizer. And these are some of the sounds I managed to get from it. It's playing on an ARP. If I remove from the ARP, it just sounds like this. It's obviously quite a bit of reverb and delay on there, and distortion. If I remove that, it sounds like this. Then again, some more granular synthesizers with the sample, and it's playing on an ARP. These are layered together. This is the ARP. If I remove it from the ARP, that's what it sounds like. And what's interesting about this granular synth, you'll see that as I move where it's starting from, it changes the sound quite a bit. So for example, pretty cool. Okay, and then I got some more granular synths with some more ARPs and with more layers, creating these cool sounds. Take a note of this one here. This has got a sync rate modulation on the ARP, so just watch this change. So yeah, the rate of the ARP is changing, I mean. And then to kind of finish it off, I had some effects sounds that I got from the sample, which all I did was I took the sound and I stretched it, and then added in some fade in and fade out envelopes to create the sound. And what's making that sound very interesting is, yeah, it's got some effects, some reverb, but what's doing most of the magic is actually these filtered gates. If I remove the filtered gates and the distortion, that's what it sounds like. But the filtered gates is giving it this nice pulsating effect. Cool, yeah, and that's basically how I went about flipping that sample into a track. I hope you enjoy it.
Whoa. Oh man, I said the other one was industrial.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can hear in the background there.
Whoa.
Someone's had too much coffee. This is brilliant.
I don't really know what to say here. Now I really don't know what to say. And it's slowing down. Whoa, where are we?
As of course,
Whoa, this is sick.
train is used for the latest fear-mongering effort. Lots to unpack there. We're gonna get into that. Plus, the future is still up.
That is sick. That bass line. Pop, 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 pop.
This new strain will soon become dominant in the United States.
Got me sweating.
Wow, pizzicato thing. I salute you. That was bonkers. Love it, mate. Love it.
What? That was awesome. What can I say about that one? It had this, like, I feel like you were just free. You just created, and that's really cool. And it has this almost jam vibe to it, but it's way too well put together to be a jam. But it just feels like hey, I'm going to slow it down right here. Why not? Or, hey, you feeling that? Let me take you right here. And that's, I don't know. We don't always create like that. So good on you. Nice one. Exciting.
Origination overload.